Good morning. It is Friday Take here on X106. I'm Devin Albertson, joined by Luke Sanders. Also, another thing I forgot to mention in the last segment, but the women's basketball team, their coaches poll came out for the preseason rankings for MIAA play, and they picked 12th out of 14. I think they're going to be a little better than that this year. I think they got enough talent there. They're upperclassmen mixing with a few freshmen. They should be better than advertised. We're not saying like, hey, they're winning the conference this year. We're not doing that, but like, yeah. Like mid pack almost. They can fight for the middle of the pack there. Tanya Meyer's really good, and Aubrey Benson there at point guard. Maybe I haven't even looked at their schedule yet. So. I think so. It's like the first 4 teams or so. They're getting into the tournament though, because 12 is right on. I know 12 is like right on the line. Yeah. I'm looking it up right now. We have no idea. Yeah. Yep. So the top 4 teams get buys. So yeah, we're not getting a buy. We're not assuming that. Yeah, I think they'll be much more privileged. This Buck's second full year as a head coach, like 2.5. The first year was interim. I'm not really holding that against him by any means because you come in the middle of the year and it's not really your team really until you get some of your recruits in. I think this is finally getting to where he wants it to be a little bit. The preseason poll was Central Missouri, Pitt State, Emporia, Central Oklahoma, Fort Hays, Western, Lindenwood, Washburn, Southwest Baptist, Kearney, Southern, Northwest, Northeastern State, and Lincoln. So I think it's going to be bad this year. So we'll see. Yeah, but it's Lincoln. I believe the men's poll will come out today about the same time around lunch. Yeah, okay. In Division 1. All right, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, the men will come out today. We'll see them most likely at the top there. They also take on number 1 Duke in Division 1 here in 2 weeks, actually. Or is it 1 week from today? That's Twitter. That was great. I actually had one decent tweet of all my massive tweets. I don't even know if I should count that. Yeah, it's actually a week from today. Yeah, 1 week from today in Durham, North Carolina, Northwest takes on Duke. So. Northwest is a big ticket item, all right? So we'll see what happens there with Northwest and Duke in that game. But we'll go to the game that happened last night, Thursday night football. For someone who is not a Chiefs fan, it's a really good game. It was a fun game to watch. I mean, as a Chiefs fan, I know it was a fun game to watch, but it's just painful being a Chiefs fan. It really is. It's just so much stabbing in the back by this team if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
It's just
the defense.
That one hurt last night.
Yeah, the defense is not good. We just start with that. Defense is not good.
We get Nelson back. I think next week we have that will help so much.
Could you take that one guy, number 23, off the field?
Yeah. And I mean, he's not good. Missing Eric Berry's really hurting us.
Yes.
Murray's not good.
He wasn't good yesterday. That's for sure.
And you want to get mad at the refs because they called so many penalties on that last drive, but every single one of them were really penalties.
Yeah, the Chiefs were holding really bad. It's like I can't argue. That's bad. Like you're just hugging the guy completely. Like, you can't do that. Just.
I mean, Eric Murray did just grab the guy by the top of the shoulder pads. Like he didn't even try to hide it a little bit.
Well, that's what Parker did too. Like the guy was running at him.
That was Parker.
And he just grabbed him from behind and just rode with him for like 7 yards. Like, dude, you can't do that. Over slight throw, a high throw by Carter to get over Houston, which Houston was also in pass coverage again. I know, but also Houston was in pass coverage again. So. It's all right. It's fine. I mean, Amari Cooper had 11 catches for 210 yards and 2 touchdowns. Granted that 38 were off that first touchdown that he completely shoved Mitchell to the ground. They threw a flag and they picked it up. Like, that's not offensive possession. That's fine.
Yeah, it's close. You can't pick up the flag once you throw it.
Yes, you can't. He shoved what?
If you look at it, Mitchell's falling and then he touches him and then he falls all the way. But like I said, you can't throw the flag and then not call that.
It's so frustrating. Derek Carr threw the ball 52 times, was not even hit once. Like a quarterback hit, not even once. No sacks. Yeah, we had one sack that for some reason there was a phantom illegal contact downfield. I'm guessing they got the number wrong and actually wanted to get 23 instead of 21 because Murray didn't do anything. I just assume Gaines did something stupid and it's the number wrong. Possibly. I mean, but the number they called, I mean, Murray didn't do anything. Like he was the most lackadaisical coverage, like off the tight end possible, and they threw it. I didn't understand that at all. The Chiefs actually had made a good play on defense, and it just comes back completely. I'm just so frustrated with the defense right now. The offense is fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, Alex Smith went 25 for 36 for 342 yards and 3 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill had 6 catches for 125 yards and a touchdown. Kareem Hunt had 87 yards rushing and a few more receiving yards. I mean, the offense is fine. I don't understand this team because, like, we come in, it's like, will Alex Smith be able to do enough to keep this team in contention? It's like, yeah, he is. It's just the defense is awful.
That's big.
Yes.
So that's like I feel like that's the main reason because we were literally like one defensive back away, and plus you see people having miscommunications and stuff out there that doesn't happen with Eric Berry out there.
Also, it'd be nice if we had a defensive coordinator who'd adjust to not having Eric Berry and not play the same concepts with lesser players.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work when you have Eric Murray or Daniel Sorensen in Eric Berry's role.
To me, it's so weird because as a fan, he is such a frustrating defensive coordinator.
Yes.
But every single ESPN guy, every single announcer is like Bob Sutton, like the great Bob Sutton, the great defensive coordinator. I'm like,
I don't see it.
I'm like, what's the dude doing that's so great? He's playing man coverage. Like, there's no defensive coordinator to that. His guys have just been better than the other guys. That's the only reason they've been good. He doesn't have a good. It's not like Dick LeBeau where he's running this crazy scheme that people can't figure out for a little bit, and then when people figure it out, he changes it up and there's a new scheme people can't figure out.
It's the same thing every play.
He's just literally playing man every play. Sometimes he rushes 3, sometimes he rushes 4. That's all he got to diagnose. Every once in a while, Dirty Dan comes in there and tries to blitz, and they're like, "This dude's 180 and can't run." Like, I think we're good.
Yeah, unless he times it perfect off the snap, he's not getting to the backfield.
No, except that one time he did hurdle the running back. That's really cool. But
yeah,
you can't rely on that. You can't rely on a 5'10", 180 safety to get to the quarterback.
The defense allowed 505 yards of offense on 10 drives.
Apparently we're in the Big 12 now.
Almost 7 yards per play allowed.
Steven Nelson, I really think that we should consider trading for a safety. Honestly, I don't care if we got to give up our third or no. We don't have a third. We have a second. If you have to give up your second round pick, because I think this is the year that you got to go on.
Oh, I look at I'm just looking at this box right now. The first downs, Raiders 32, the Chiefs 19. Passing first downs 23-15 Raiders. Rushing 3 apiece. Penalties from first downs from penalties. 1 for the Chiefs, 6 for the Raiders.
You got to think 3 of them are on that last drive.
That's true. I'm just so, and 1 was on the strip sack we had that there was a phantom.
That one's really bad.
Makes no
the
sense.
Rest of them, I don't think that there was one that you could say that they called that was wrong besides that one. Maybe.
I have to go back. I don't even want to go back and watch this game again. I'm not going to.
There was a lot of missed calls. I feel like that could be your biggest thing. But I think that our receivers do that too sometimes. So I don't.
But Crabtree does it every time. Like he pushes off every time he goes up for the ball.
Really
every time. He might as well be in New England. He would fit perfect in the New England Patriots system right now. Just push off the edge of every route. You're wide open. It's great. It's just terrific. It's just so frustrating.
It's stupid because Crabtree,
he's a talented receiver. He can. Touchdown.
I mean, he gets called for a lot, but you can't call me for it every time.
That's exactly what Crabtree does. Like you just can't call it every time. Well, they should, so we would stop doing it, but they're not going to because the refs feel bad for it. I don't understand. I'm glad they called the first one in the end zone because he absolutely pushed off on Barry. On not Barry, but Peters.
That last one was tough. I don't know if you can call that one. I mean, he pushed off a little, but it's really hard to call that small of contact on that play.
Yeah, it's just. I think it's more of this. I was frustrated with the multitude of them. So when I saw even a little bit again, I was like. But again, taking a deep breath, the Chief fans said last night on Twitter, this is a tough stretch throughout the year. I mean, this is the quarterbacks you've faced so far: Brady, Wentz, Rivers, Cousins, Watson, Big Ben, and Carr, and you're 5-2.
Yeah,
I know they should have won last night, but I'm still trying to think positive right now. We're still 5-2. I remember saying before the year if we were 4-3 at least through the stretch, that's positive. It's just the way it's happened. It's really got us frustrated because we think we could be better than 5-2 right now. Should be at least 6-1. But I think the team is still
way more frustrated about that Pittsburgh game, honestly.
The fact that we still got a chance to win the Pittsburgh game, there's no reason we should have been in that game at all.
Also, we
baffling. Yeah, and not just on straight like to the 1-2 gap, to the 1 and 2 holes where our backup linemen are at. Yeah, because then you can move Fulton to one of the guards and it'd be good.
Irving can get out of the game.
It was that one sack that I think no, it wasn't the sack. They gave the ball to Spiller and Bowman came through and tackled him behind the line. It's because Irving was blocking Fulton.
I realized the offense was still really good, but Bowman made a difference, dude. That dude's good.
He was good. No, because the Raiders actually have a somewhat legit linebacker there to help the run.
That was great.
Yeah.
Like imagine when he knows this scheme. I'm not happy about that.
Well, Chiefs still have 2 more games to their bye. They have the Broncos on Monday Night Football next week.
But hey, the best news is that Andy Reid has a week and 4 days
to scheme a bunch of stuff. So you're going to see a bunch of weird stuff on Monday Night Football.
And hey, we get by Trevor Simeon.
Bob said it's plenty of time to adjust his defense, but he won't.
Right. I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to be like, all right, we're playing man. All right, this play we're playing man. And the next play we're probably playing man.
We're rushing 3, dropping Houston in coverage.
Okay. There's literally 3 options. We rush 3 and have 2 over the top. We rush 4 and have 1 over the top. Or we have a little bit of a blitz and have nobody over the top. That's it. It's always man. We literally do not play zone. It's so frustrating.
Also, if you're any team playing the Chiefs, why would you ever play man-to-man defense? Play straight zone. The Chiefs can't function against the zone defense, apparently.
Well, yeah, because Alex Smith doesn't like to take chances.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, the Raiders, there early on, were just playing straight zone. The Chiefs couldn't do anything. And they switched to man. And we're like, okay, Tyreek Hill, touchdown. It's like.
That was probably the zone. I think they were in zone. That one
Were they?
I think that it's supposed to be cover 2.
Well, half their situations were like.
Yeah. They actually were playing. They had one play that I saw for sure that they had man on one side and zone on the other. Which is really complicated.
Yeah.
And really hard for defenses to run. And I don't know why.
Just try to confuse Alex Smith, but he's doing great right now. So, yeah. Also, Alex Smith has many touchdown passes this year. He's had all last year.
Also, I know he played really well, but he's still frustrating sometimes. There were some of those passes that were so bad. I'm like, how do you miss a bad? There was one where he overthrew Mark Robinson. He was 10 yards downfield, and he overthrew him by 10 yards. I'm like, how do you miss a guy 10 yards?
I think, yeah, I remember that was. He had a couple bad moments last night.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, you can't play the offense for the game last night.
Yeah, I mean Alex Smith right now, almost 2,000 yards passing through 7 games, 263 yards per game, 15 touchdowns, no picks still. I mean, he's throwing the ball downfield a little more this year, 8.7 yards per attempt. So, I mean, he's doing fine. Quarterback rating of 120. I mean, for Alex Smith, this is a lot more than what you'd expect. So,
Like if this Alex Smith would play last year, we would have won.
I think so. We're just the Tyreek Hill receiver development was a year late. I think. Of us actually using him as a.
Honest, last year he could outran everybody too.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Use him like that.
Yeah, it's like using him as a receiver and then being comfortable with all of his pass routes.
But he's literally the best route runner I've ever seen of a speed guy.
Yes, I think he worked on a lot this year. Yeah.
Most of them like you're running the fly or you're running the post, and that's all you're gonna do.
He just really.
Tyreek Hill's like I'm running the fly, just kidding, I'm running the curl, and that guy's 10 yards off me. Like
he does a nice job with that. So he does a nice job with that. It's like, hey, I'm wide open right here.
Honestly, I wouldn't even be mad if next week on offense, Travis Kelce Tyreek Hill and Kareem Hunt were the only skilled people to touch the ball.
I mean, not wrong. But you also have Albert Wilson had that great play. That was so lucky. The Chiefs needed to play like that.
Philip Gaines.
We needed to play like it. Wasn't as bad though, because at least the guy hit it with his hands. I know, but at least it didn't go through his hands completely and off his face mask. Because Philip Gaines is that incompetent. Chiefs finally got lucky on a play, which was nice to see. I felt dirty for celebrating it because I'm like, I really don't deserve this touchdown. I'll take it. Yeah.
They're like, that was all me. Marcus Peters out there. I did that.
Just doing those. Yeah, defensive backs are always great with that. Yeah, Robinson's okay though. He's a nice little secondary receiver for the Chiefs.
I think he's actually kind of skilled. But there's just you can't tell me that.
The occasional, I know. The occasional DeAnthony Thomas just to keep the other team honest with him. I mean, DeAnthony Thomas is doing okay this year, so it'll be interesting to see what the Chiefs do for the rest of the year. They do have quite a few days, and I like Andy Reid with days off. He's sometimes not great in game, but pre-game preparing for teams, he's usually really, really good, especially with extra time. Yeah, you need to beat the Broncos because if you lose 3 straight and 2 in division, and all 3 in conference, that's brutal. You just can't have that happen.
I really think that whoever wins this game, I'm not going to say they're going to win the division, but they look
inside track. Well, the Chiefs won this game last night. It's the division's. The Raiders are out of the division, Chase at least, but now they're back in a little bit, 3 and 4.
I will say that Derek Carr's going to be really good for
back injury
or something like that.
He's a
He had a broken back.
He's a gamer.
3 weeks ago. That dude broke his back.
He's a gamer. He's a gamer. Also, Marshawn Lynch's an idiot.
Yeah. I don't know what he. They said he was trying to keep Peters away from the situation.
You can do that without shoving a ref. Hey, that was a good shove, good form on the shove there, Marshawn. But him and Peters are like Oakland buds.
Peters doesn't dive at a quarterback.
He's technically not a quarterback in the situation. Technically,
I realized the point.
Technically, by the rule Andy Reid said last night, that he's a runner with the quarterback draw right there, and he's not down. The whistle hasn't blown yet. I understand what Andy Reid's saying, but also at the same time, I thought it was borderline. Like, hey, don't be stupid, Marcus.
Like if that's Cam, or if that's somebody like that's like big like that and runs all the time, and like is actually gonna like break a tackle like that, then I understand it. But if that's like somebody like Derek Carr,
don't run a quarterback draw then.
I understand that, but you know that's going to get called every time. You know that. I know that. Why doesn't Marcus Peters know that?
Marcus Peters has these lapses in his judgment that's just frustrating beyond everything else.
It's like
he has so many mental lapses.
You're so talented. It's like him and Kelsey, our 2 best players, do these stupidest things on the field.
Yes.
And you're like, I just want you to be good.
Like whenever Cameron Irving or Philip Gaines mess up, it's like, you know what? They're not good. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to mess up. I get mad at them still, but it's like, yes, but you really don't have that much potential in the first place. But like when Kelsey and Peters do something stupid, it's like, guys, come on, you're better than that.
Honestly, I don't even blame Philip Gaines anymore.
I still do.
No, he should not be on the field. That's not his fault.
He's on the field.
Not talented enough to play NFL corner, and he's still out there.
I wonder who makes decisions on adjustments like that. I wonder who that would be, Mr. the Great Bob Sutton. It's so frustrating to watch the Chiefs game and see him on the field.
I'm like, I don't care who you got. If you got to play Tyreek Hill 2 ways, put him out there at corner. You can't tell me people be that wide open.
At least he'd catch him and run him down before they got in the end zone. I mean, Philip Gaines does a great job of tackling him, I'm not going to lie.
He's a really good tackler.
Yes.
That's less practice. He lets every guy catch the ball.
And then he tackled him. So, good job, Philip.
I mean, if Marcus Peters and Philip Gaines could just combine skill sets, that'd be real nice.
I don't know how you have 52 pass attempts and no quarterback hits.
We got one. We got cheated.
Okay, I understand. Okay, that's a sag. But honestly, come on now. If you have 52 other dropbacks and there is no quarterback hits on a decently stationary Derek Carr with a broken back, and you can't. I know the Raiders.
Stationary with a quarterback draw.
Yeah.
He's obviously immobile. Full board.
And it's just frustrating. Like I don't know if it's just we're not rushing Houston enough, or you're just not getting there.
Houston does drop back on like 26% pass plays, so that's good.
Yeah, it's always be one of your best passers to do. Just not do what he's best at. God, Bob Sutton just makes me angry all the time.
Just blitz, put in. I want to run. I want to run the defense where I have two defensive linemen in there, like passing situation.
Yes.
Two defensive linemen. Justin Houston and D Ford, like every other defense in the gosh dang NFL, and I want them to blitz the quarterback. Is that too much to ask for?
Yes.
Apparently.
Yes, it is. Dave Bowman had 11 tackles last night.
Every once in a while, I want them to run some cover 2, cover 3, mixing coverages. But now,
Why would you ever want that? Bob Sutton's so confused right now.
I'd rather just the offense know exactly what I'm running every single play.
Also, I just want to mention this. Tyreek Hill had his helmet literally ripped from his head. And there was also later on that drive, later in the game for the Raiders, the running back went down. I believe Derek Johnson tried to rip his helmet off too. They didn't call it. So I wasn't as mad after that. I'm like, okay, they missed both of them because it was a really bad face mask. Either Derek Johnson or Sorensen. Yeah, so it was even, but at the same time, I was like, hey, call them both, and we're good here. It's just frustrating. It's like, how do you miss someone's helmet? Like, I understand, like, if you miss a face mask call, but if his helmet literally gets ripped from his face, like, you got to call that. It's a punter. You guys know the way to tackle him except for rip his helmet off. So, I don't care if it's Marquette King. Most athletic player in the league. But still, you can't do that. It's not even close. Also, Butker's really good.
Yeah, he's probably better than Santos.
Yes. Also, Murray had a bad game, but he had that blocked field goal, which was nice.
Okay.
Made one nice play.
Maybe if that field goal went in, we would have won because we would have had the ball at the end instead of Derek Carr driving down. I would have felt a lot more comfortable with that.
I don't think we would have had the ball at the end, but I don't know. Frustrating, for sure. Chiefs. Frustrating being a Chiefs fan. It just is. I scored 10-0 in the fourth quarter. When the Chiefs have been dominating the fourth quarter all year.
It's weird because, like, it is frustrating being a Chiefs fan, but how much can you really complain about your team being 5-2?
I know. That's why I had to take a deep breath. I saw on Twitter. It's like, okay, deep breath. We're still 5-2. We've played 7 legit quarterbacks, and we're still 5-2. Yes. I mean, next week we finally get a bye at quarterback when we play Simeon, but he's still been playing well this year. So, yeah. Then after that, they have the Cowboys in Dallas.
The good news is that the Broncos do the Chiefs thing, and they run man coverage.
Yay.
And you know what?
But they have 2 really good corners.
Yeah, but I don't care who you are. They run a lot of no over the top. And if your name isn't... Actually, you know what? There's no one. You can't cover Tyreek Hill.
Unless you're prime Deion Sanders.
Maybe.
Pretty fast, too. That'd be an interesting matchup.
But if Tyreek Hill gets any kind of release, no. And they do not have a good safety to cover Travis.
So we'll see what happens there with the Broncos. I don't think the Broncos match up that well versus the Chiefs, so hopefully the Chiefs get a win there. Monday Night Football right before Halloween against the Broncos. It's in Arrowhead, so we'll see what happens there. Week after that, they go on Sunday at Dallas, and then they get a bye week before they play the Giants. So it'll be interesting to see if Elliott actually plays or not. We're still curious if he's actually suspended or not. It's still like in the courts. So
they figure out tomorrow.
Okay, so we'll see if he's actually going to be playing versus the Chiefs or not here soon. So that should be interesting to see.
Maybe it's next week.
Maybe it's next. I don't think it's tomorrow. I think it's next week. They're going to figure out. Hopefully.
It's a Friday. I think it's on Friday.
Okay, hopefully they figure it out and he's not playing versus the Chiefs. Because if he plays versus the Chiefs, he's going to have 200 yards rushing because the Chiefs have no run defense. Fair. I mean, honestly. Or him and Alfred Morris will combine for 250. It's just fine.
And, I mean, we're also going to be playing straight man decks kind of athletic. So, like, you saw what Kirk Cousins did. That could probably top that a little bit.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. The good thing is the receivers can't get much separation versus man. They haven't played against Phillip Gaines yet. So Cole Beasley's going to be like 10 yards open every time on a little crossing route.
What makes me the most mad about all of it is that they don't switch people. Like, if Phillip Gaines always covered the 3 receivers, he might not be that bad.
Let's put on Amari Cooper.
But when Amari Cooper comes inside and Seth Roberts is outside, Peter's like, okay, I'll take Seth Roberts. Phillip, you take Amari. And it's not Marcus Peters. He's not the one that decides that Bob. So
yeah, it's just
I'm like,
why?
No, switch. It's not that hard.
still don't understand why we have Peters just follow the best guy on the field around.
I do understand for a team like Oakland, where
They have two good
Cooper
receivers.
and Crabtree, you got to kind of give them different looks.
Yes.
But yeah.
You play Dallas,
Like
put him on Dez, and that's it.
I think I like my matchup with Terrence Mitchell on Dez. I'm not worried about that. If Phil Gaines on Dez, we're gonna want to switch somebody.
And then if you play the Broncos, they have two decent receivers, so you're out.
Except for Dez, actually, I think Phil Gaines on Dez isn't a bad matchup because Phil Gaines' problem is speed. It's not really size.
I think Dez still gets like 10 yard separation. He's wide open, so
that's gonna make me really mad because he runs like a 7.44.
He's always open versus Gaines. Just what happens. Okay, happy thoughts now. We're just going to transition. We're going to keep going here. Transition. NBA's back.
Yeah.
Games that happened last night. Raptors took it to the Bulls, 117-100. Carmelo Anthony got revenge against the Knicks, and Westbrook had a triple-double, 105-84. 30. I didn't actually watch the game. I was the Chiefs game, but he had 31, 12, and 1 for Porzingis, 1 assist. And also the Clippers beat up on the Lakers in the late game. Westbrook had a very good game. I'll give Westbrook credit for this one. He had a really good game, 21 points on just 12 shots, 16 assists, 10 rebounds. Great game from Westbrook. Also had 7 turnovers, but that's fine. You have 16 assists. You're still over 2-to-1 ratio. He played really well. That's the Westbrook I kind of want to see. Maybe a few less turnovers. That efficient Westbrook is fine. 7 for 12 shooting, 21 points, 16 assists. When you have Carmelo and Paul George, is what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
So if we see,
I don't think that'll last.
I know. If we see that Westbrook, I'm fine. But I think we're going to see 25 shots a game Westbrook at one point. It's going to be frustrating because he's not efficient enough to do that. So we'll see what happens with Carmelo and Paul George. Also, Steven Adams played well, 12 points. Robertson, he had 6 in the starting lineup, so he was there.
The NBA frustrates me because I'm already thinking about the playoffs. Like, that's the only thing I think about the whole year. Like, the NFL, like, I like to enjoy the regular season. Like, I think about the Chiefs playoff setup and everything. But other than that, like, I'm just like, okay, I'm just watching these games. Like, you don't already know who's going to be the team in the playoffs. Right now, the top 4 teams in the West are going to be Golden State, Houston, OKC, San Antonio. The top, well, actually,
maybe Minnesota might be able to.
I don't think so.
Clippers did look good last night. It was against the Lakers, but they did look good. Blake Griffin has a 3-point shot now.
Yeah, well, I'm not too worried about the Clippers because they just played a rookie guard on them.
Yes.
And Patrick Beverley is a really, really good defender. Like, that's a really bad first matchup.
And Brandon Ingram is still a second-year player, and he shot really bad last night, 3 of 15.
So I do think the Lakers will still be decent.
They'll have some growing pains.
Yeah. I mean, Lonzo Ball played against the best defensive player in the league last night.
Yes. Who is a great trash talker.
Oh, yeah.
You can see it on the court. Like, he was trying to get him.
I already know that this season will make me so mad after watching LeVar Ball in this game last night. Like, why are you interviewing the dude's dad after the game? How can him? Lonzo Ball's a good kid. Like, he's good at basketball, and he's not.
I really like Lonzo. It's just his father. It's just, I can't do with so much LeVar. It's just
I know.
so much LeVar.
So much worse with LaMelo.
Oh, yes. LaMelo is a spitting image of his father. Yeah. They're going to be on stage together. Like, Lonzo's like, Dad, I don't want to deal with this. You got it. And LaMelo's going to be like, hey, let's do this together. We're both, we're going to talk trash.
Yeah, we're best buds.
Then I get,
school. I don't want to go to school no
more. I was getting my green Lambo, drive away.
Although, hey, I'm not going to say anything about that because my dad was going to buy me a Lambo. I'm sure we're not going to complain. I'd be like, yes, sign me up. We're going to take that.
I don't blame him as much for that, but it's like, LeVar, he's 17. Probably not the best decision to give a 17-year-old Lambo.
But
a 16-year-old, I guess.
If you were 16 and had a Lambo, would you still think that way?
I probably wouldn't be here right now. I had a lead foot with a Buick, okay, let alone a Lambo.
Yeah, my chances of survival would be really bad.
I had lead foot with a 92 Buick, let alone a...
Why, though? Around here, they don't have anything to catch that, so you're good. Just keep driving. I mean, they're going to find you because you're going to be the only
person. Until I flip the thing.
That's fair. They're going to find you because you're going to be the only person within 100 miles with a Lambo.
Like, we're just going to go to his house and wait for him to come home. we like on 150, all right? You're going to jail. No, that's fair. Larry Nance Jr. is also really athletic, so breaking news there. He had 14 and 12 last night for the Lakers. So we'll see what happens there with LA. As I said last night, Griffin looked good. He was 12 of 23 with 3 of 6 from the 3-point line, 29 points and 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks. No, 2 steals, no blocks, sorry. He played really well last night. Gallinari is a good fit, I think, there. They actually have someone on the wing who can do something. And DeAndre Jordan was a beast. 14 points, 24 rebounds last night for DeAndre.
I didn't think that they were going to make the playoffs until I watched them play.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces with that team, but I think the new point guard from Europe is decent, and Beverly's a pest, so
they're going to probably
they'll make the
win like
playoffs.
5, 6, or 7.
I was a little too low on the Clippers. I'll admit that already through one game. I know it's early, but that's probably too harsh early on. But see if there's any games this weekend. The Cavs play the Bucks tonight.
Celtics are over. They're probably not going to the playoffs.
Hot take alert. Trailblazers, Pacers, Hawks, Hornets, Celtics, Sixers. So see what happens there. Philly's actually a 1-point favorite over Boston right now. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. They're 0-2. They're not very good, all right? They're going for 19 wins this year.
I can't believe Philly's
They're at home. I mean,
I might go put some bets on.
trust the process.
I do trust the process. I don't trust.
Who's stopping Ben Simmons? Because they haven't been able to stop of 0.4 yet this year. It's legit. It's been, I know Ferret's been LeBron and Giannis, but.
Yeah, let's just crown Ben Simmons the next thing. Weird. He's sadder than LeBron and Giannis right
No,
now.
not LeBron. Maybe
He
it's
is not even
good.
close
I
to
know.
Giannis.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my! I was gonna freak out.
I'm not that crazy yet. It's early in the day for me to have those extremely hot takes. As the Sixers lost their first
I do think
game.
that if Joel Embiid plays, he's the best like center in the league.
That's definitely possible. I mean, he was really good last year when he played. Only played 31 games, but I mean, he had 18 and 13 in their first game against the Wizards.
On him in the restrictions, right?
He played 27 minutes, so
That was I think it was 25 last year.
we'll see what happens. Ben Simmons, his first game, had 18 and 10 with 5 assists, so pretty much the MVP right now. I'm kidding.
I mean, if you're going off stats right now, John's the MVP.
No, LeBron's the MVP. If we're going off stats.
He didn't put up the game Giannis had.
Bet. 1 second here. You pull up Giannis. I'll pull up
He had
LeBron.
37 points, 13 rebounds. I don't know the rest of the stuff, but that's pretty much it. I know he didn't score 37.
I get 29 with say I'm looking here. 29 with 16 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 blocks on like 63% shooting.
I mean, that is bad. I'll take 37-13 all day though.
I mean, we're splitting hairs there. It's all because it's Boston's weak defense. Let's be honest here. I'm kidding.
I mean, it's not. You're not kidding. They did play some great weak defense.
Well, it's also those two. Like, it's hard to play good defense against two guys who are behemoths who can pass the ball and drive anytime they want to.
Yeah, you're right.
Pistons for the Wizards.
LeBron, but that's good.
Yeah, okay. Jazz, Timberwolves. That can be interesting. Up in Minnesota tonight. Warriors, Pelicans. Warriors trying to avoid going 0-2. They're going to roll the Pelicans.
I don't know. If Draymond doesn't play, they might struggle a little bit.
Yeah, because they'd have to have Zaza and McGee guarding Cousins and Davis.
I think they'll play Iggy before.
Iggy didn't play game 1 either, did he? I thought he missed game 1.
That makes sense. So yeah. Though, who's that? I don't think
Bell.
they'll play both those guys. Yeah, they'll probably start Bell.
So we'll see what happens there. I know they lost to the Rockets because
But then again, the Pelicans literally have no guards.
they have
Drew Holiday's not bad.
they have Tony Allen.
Drew Holiday, well, that's a good defense.
It's a good defensive matchup, but yeah.
But also Boogie does not play defense.
Iguodala wasn't even on the roster at all. Like, not even did not play his coach's decision, so I'm not sure.
He's
I think he stayed. I think he's injured right now. I think he's like injured. Like, no, because Houston was going to sign him, but then he retired with Golden State. He didn't even play, so like, he wasn't even on the roster. Like, at least McGee did not play coach's decision. We'll see. Also have Swaggy P to bring in offense off the bench. So
he's not going to be bad for them.
No, just another shooter they need. Also, Lakers play the Suns, so young matchup there on Friday. NBA's back. I'm not gonna watch a whole lot of it on the weekends and stuff, the weekend matchups. But during the week, like a Tuesday, nothing else going on. Like, hey, NBA basketball's back.
I would
Sports
probably
to
start
watch.
watching about March or April.
I mean, you get a Tuesday and you can see.
I mean, I will watch a couple games, but like I will not start heavily following the NBA until March or April.
That's fair. Oh, there's no games on. Okay,
Except for I kind of do follow a little more now that we play fantasy, and I'm getting my butt kicked this week.
you're welcome.
It's literally just because I have to have people play. So I don't know what to do.
Be better. Don't
Pick
play.
a better schedule.
Don't play Austin Rivers.
I got to play for that.
He had negative 5 points last night.
Did he get a tank for or is he
He's just that bad. And didn't help the Valanciunas was gonna be 30 last night. And we do have the two best small forwards though. Two of the three best small forwards in the league, with LeBron versus
we have the
Jones.
best two fantasy small forwards.
Yeah, and then Kevin Durant's.
He is, I mean, he's a solid fantasy, but he's not.
Yeah.
He doesn't get bored like they do.
Also, I'm still really salty that I was late to our draft. I got auto-picked Gordon Hayward after the injury
Ooh.
when I could have took Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
So I'm really salty about that.
Well, you know what? Be better.
Yep, that's all on me. I totally lost track of time. Like, it's 8. Oh, no, I lost. I'm like, oh, crap. I had
Your
to,
first pick was really good, though. You got lucky first auto pick.
because it was my keepers.
No, I think you had one before.
Beal, my shooting
Oh, that's
guard.
not great.
Yeah, Beal and Hayward, my two auto drafts.
That's actually
Never
really
Nurkic and Embiid were available.
good.
I still might have took
better than Nurkic.
I still might have took Beal because I wanted a shooting guard,
Yeah.
but I would not think Gordon Hayward after I saw his leg dislocate from his body. I would
I
take
do think
I would take an Embiid, like, you want to get at least 20 games from him instead of none from Hayward.
I do think that you will get about 15 fantasy games from Hayward. I think he'll be back closer to the end of the year.
We'll see what
Maybe
happens.
right in playoff time.
It was clean break, so he's on my IR right now.
I mean, clean breaks are like you say that like it sounds worse, but it's actually
It's better for the healing process. So if it's not, they have to actually clean break it after that, and it makes it worse. And ow.
I mean, you can see what the clean break.
Yeah, that was brutal. Yeah, let's not talk about that anymore. I could watch that once, maybe twice, and then say, okay, don't really want to see that again. That's just me.
That was just all over Twitter. And you're like, why do we make fun of people for getting hurt? I hate that. Then like the Kevin Ware thing, the same thing. Like everybody made all these jokes. I'm like,
That's brutal. People were throwing up on the sideline. Like, that happened right in front. Like, second of all, if that happens right in front of you, how do you go on with your day
you don't.
and play the rest of the game? Like 3.5 quarters left. Like, I don't know what I can do right now. Like, this is brutal. Like, I just saw his ankle go that way.
I blame the Celtics. Why are you throwing a lob to the white guy?
That's fair. It's definitely
That's on
fair.
you. Tristan Thompson's down there.
He wasn't in the game at the time. It was Crowder and LeBron.
LeBron's
LeBron's decently athletic.
He's like, I like my matchup. We're gonna throw it up to Hayward down there. I'm like, no.
Yeah, so basketball's back, so it was just kind of a fun couple games to watch. Something else to watch on TV besides just football. Like, I love football, but sprinkling a little variety in there's nice.
Plus, college football is really disappointing this year.
Yes, it has. There's a couple games. Michigan, Penn State is this weekend.
There are a couple of good games that I will want to watch.
Who do you think wins Michigan, Penn State? Go. Will they cover? I know it opened at 12.5. I think it's down to 9.5 or something like that now.
Oh my. No,
9.5. That's what I thought. But everybody's kind of like, yeah, Penn State, they're going to destroy them. Yeah, Michigan's defense is still good. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, they have Penn State. It opened at 12.5, but now it's down to 9.5.
Penn State didn't even really score on
Iowa.
I mean, Iowa defense.
They also are playing in Happy Valley, and it is the whiteout game, I believe, isn't it?
They're going to cover. Honestly, they're going to cover. That game is like Penn State outperforms themselves by 10 points every year in the whiteout game.
That's fair. Honestly, that's fair.
Cover.
All right, so you're welcome for that.
Yeah.
Just gave you a gift from our pick'ems. Also, they do this every time. That game on 6:30 ABC, and at 6:30 on NBC, at number 11 USC at 13 Notre Dame.
Okay, well,
Notre Dame's a 3.5-point favorite.
Watch that game because
Oh, don't worry. All the experts are picking Notre Dame this week to roll. I'm like, Notre Dame does this every time to you. They beat bad teams by 20. All of a sudden, like, you know what? They're 5-1. Their one loss is to Georgia. They're so good. Yeah, Georgia in their first game with a true freshman quarterback on the road.
In Notre Dame's defense, that true freshman quarterback ends up being really good.
After it's his first start though on the road. He had like 2 days to practice. Like,
He's still didn't look bad.
no, I mean they won by 1, so it's like yeah, but it's like this is who they beat afterwards. Boston College. Michigan State's a decent win. I'll give them that.
Not really. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad.
At Michigan State.
It's not a bad win, but it's not.
Won by
I like
20.
Michigan State to Michigan. No, that's
They also had a couple late turnovers that made the score look worse than it was.
decent.
They beat Miami of Ohio. Ooh.
Is Big Ben there?
And they won at North Carolina, who's awful this year. They also beat Temple week 1. So they must be good. I guess a
I
freshman.
thought that was a better win than it was at the time because Temple was not good either.
Yeah, so everybody's like, well, if they go 11-1, they're not going 11-1. This is the remaining schedule: USC, North Carolina State, Wake, at Miami versus Navy at Stanford.
But you know why people are saying that, right?
It's Notre Dame.
Because it's Notre Dame and they know they're not going to go 11-1. So they're not giving the publicity now while they can still get
They have 6 games left, and if they go 3-3 those 6 games, that's impressive.
I wouldn't say it's impressive, but it would surprise me.
Because that means you're beating NC State, Wake, and Navy, and losing to USC, Miami, Stanford.
I don't think they'll beat NC State.
It is in South
And
Bend.
maybe, no, I don't think they'll beat NC. I don't think that game could be ugly too. NC State's good.
Yeah, sure. We'll see.
I think the NC State, they didn't play Clemson, have they? Did they? I don't think
I can't remember.
I think that if they haven't played them, I think they're going to compete with them because they're good. Like, they're legit. Their quarterback's really good. I can't think
You will see convicts versus Catholics again, though, in Miami.
Oh, my.
Go you.
Which teams you to win?
Well, you have the Catholics, of course, Notre Dame.
Oh, I'm for sure cheering for the Convicts.
I am too. Go you. I'm a bad person. I don't care.
Yeah, dude, I do not like
Also, what we always say, never trust Notre Dame in a primetime game against a good opponent.
Never
They're
trust
playing
them in a primetime
USC.
game against a bad opponent.
Maybe against a bad opponent. They could win that. Like, that's a gimme. But
Yeah, what,
earlier this year, when they played Georgia, I'd be like, oh, Notre Dame wins this game. Like, no, they're Notre Dame. They don't win primetime games versus good teams. Go Georgia.
if Notre Dame wins, goes 11-1, goes to the playoffs,
I'll eat my words.
I will.
They'll deserve it to make it. They go
I'll make some
11-1.
kind of bet with somebody. I don't know.
I'm sure there's Notre Dame fans out there somewhere. They're
If you're a
everywhere.
Notre Dame fan, tweet the show the bet that I have to do if Notre Dame goes 11-1.
'Cause I feel pretty confident you want to do
There are
it.
not a lot of limits to this bet. Like,
You're that confident Notre
I'm
Dame's
pretty-
not going
yeah.
11-1.
yeah,
Yeah, me too. I think they'll lose this week, so it'll pretty much be over after this week.
I could like dress up as a nun on campus if somebody gives me the outfit. Go 11-1. Like, oh man.
Other games, Kansas, TCU.
I don't think they're making a bowl game. Okay.
I mean, they already have 5
that's
wins.
fine.
Kansas at TCU, that's a good game. 39
Hey,
points.
that's always the game that Kansas actually competes in, though. You're like, why?
Bama, Tennessee. It's a 36-point spread right now.
The SEC is really good.
I do like Georgia. They're a solid
I like
team.
Alabama and I like Georgia. And outside of that, whew, that's a lot of trash can juice right there.
Go Joe. UCF Navy is an underrated game.
I like watching
UCF's explosive. So there's
They
that.
got,
Milton, Mackenzie Milton, their
no,
quarterback. Scott Frost. Every Nebraska fan's dream head coach right now, because Mike Riley has not worked out.
I don't get how people say that. Like, I know he's not doing great right now, but we have our best recruiting class. He has 2 years on.
That's true. And you're still trying to recruit to Nebraska. Like, and you're not in the Big 12 anymore, so you don't have the Texas pipeline that you used to have.
Let's be honest. Like, you're like, hey, kid, we want you to come play football here. And then Miami's like, hey, kid, we want you to come play football
Here.
right near the beach. And they're like, we got the Golden Sword on the Capitol building. Like, is that appealing to you? He's like, no.
Or you can play at USC, UCLA, or Stanford, or anywhere on the coast.
You can go to Lincoln, Nebraska, where the closest thing to do is Omaha, which is 45 minutes away, and that's still not that exciting. Or you can go to Miami, where every girl you see on the street, you're like, yeah, that's not from where I'm from.
You go to Miami with the offensive line coaches down there for the Dolphins who coach lines.
Yeah.
Great.
And I'm sure Miami can pay better than Nebraska can.
That's true. Colorado, Washington State's a late game for Pac-12 after dark.
That's probably gonna be a really good game.
Auburn at Arkansas, which is always a game that Coach Bielema somehow wins to keep his job at Arkansas. Make sure they're mediocre forever. And then somehow Auburn lost to LSU last week.
I don't know. That's one of the weirdest things to me. 'Cause he's such a tough for Wisconsin.
Yes. Well, the thing is, he's in Arkansas, and kind of like Nebraska, it's hard to recruit to Arkansas. He tries to,
Dude, it's got Kansas in there. It's gotta be good.
yeah, and he tries to run the same system that other people run there in the SEC, and they try to just out athlete people, and they don't have the athletes to do that. They try to run people down people's throats. And you can't do that if you don't have better players.
Yeah.
Arkansas is good when they're weird, like Bobby Petrino weird.
No.
Like when they do weird stuff, they're good. It's like we have to just fool people. Like we can't just go straight up and just smash on people's throats.
Yeah.
And that's all Billman wants to do because he was at Wisconsin before that, and they always had good offensive lines. It's hard to do that at Arkansas. LSU Ole Miss this week
Don't care.
in Oxford.
Don't care.
LSU 7-point favorite.
SEC outside of Alabama and Georgia is completely irrelevant.
I thought Auburn was decent and lost LSU, and then well, okay, I'm out. So nothing left for you. Oklahoma K-State in Manhattan.
Oklahoma has to roll them to really solidify themselves again.
Syracuse Miami. Syracuse just knocked off Clemson.
I do like Syracuse's offense. I think that'll be a really close game.
Is a 17-point spread.
I don't think
So Miami wins by 20. That's what's going to happen.
so.
College football is weird.
Syracuse's offense looked really good last week. If they can protect the quarterback like that again, they'll have a really close game.
Oklahoma.
Clemson's D-line is better than Miami.
Yep. Oklahoma State, Texas. In Austin. Okie State's
Tom Herman's gonna get that team good.
Okie State's a 7-point favorite. Also, as much as everybody hated Charlie Strong, he recruited really well to Texas. They had some good classes coming in. They had some
They
good
did.
classes. They had some good talent coming in, and then he got fired.
But
So there's a lot of talent
it's
there.
not really a system talent though. Like that. Tom Herman's kind of like a runs a specific system.
Also,
a lot of Mike Riley, Tommy Armstrong. Like
That's
you
right.
just don't have the pieces that you want there yet.
That's
He's not
fine.
very good.
Also, there was a nice game last night. Memphis, Houston. Came down to the end. That was actually a decent game to watch. What? You took Houston, didn't you? I couldn't remember who you took. I took Memphis, so they got that late cover, so we're good. It was a fun game to have on the second TV while watching the Chiefs game. Be mad at that. You could look over, see a little bit of offense. There was no defense last night on the TV, so that was great.
Yeah.
Even if we just NBA real quick, still no defense. Chiefs game, no defense still. So no defense last night in any games. So we'll see what happens. Also, this is homecoming week. So Northwest, 2 o'clock kickoff versus Lindenwood. If you can't go to the game, catch it, or you're tired of being in the rain. Catch it on here on X106. I'll be on the call with Brian Elliott from 2 o'clock to the end of the game. So it should be fun. Also, we have a special announcement. Our pregame show will be live from the Pavilion in kind of a ESPN game day kind of fashion there. We'll be on KNWT Channel 8, Facebook Live, also on the radio station. They have that new bar over there at the Pavilion. We'll be on the TVs in there as well with the sound up, so you can see it if you're trying to get a drink while you want some pregame action.
College kids don't drink.
You're right, we don't. We're not the beer cats.
Yeah. Hopefully you didn't see me last night. If you
Who's who wins the World Series?
want
Do the Yankees make it tonight? Do they hit their ticket?
I
Houston comes back, wins the series, and they lose to the Dodgers in 6.
do think the Dodgers are
Yes. I don't want the Yankees to win the World Series.
going to win. The thing is, though, like, I have always hated the. Actually, I really like the Yankees so slow because my dad liked them. Then I realized, like, understood sports. I'm like, I hate these guys. I really like their cheater, but I hate this team.
Fair.
And so I started, like, I moved here, started cheering for the Royals. And now, there's really only one guy on the Yankees that is hate. Two guys on the Yankees that are hateable. Chapman and Sanchez. Sanchez did like beat that guy to a pulp, so I mean, like, if you hate him, like, I understand that. Outside of that, Aaron Judge, you cannot hate the guy.
I mean, you could, but he would tackle you like he's if it's Finn, so you wouldn't even try him.
I mean, there's no reason to hate the guy.
Yeah, he's a nice kid. I mean, he's pretty much just Derek Jeter with power. Plays outfield. Like, he has the same mentality.
Less contact, you know, it's good. Like, let's not-
Hey, now.
let's not count it.
Derek Jeter actually wasn't that great. If you look back at all this stuff, like, he was good. The reason he was so good is because he never dropped off in the playoffs.
He was clutch.
Yeah, he was close. I mean, he wasn't like some
He had
spectacular.
3,000 hits.
Ah, jeez. That's just longevity. Move on. Move on. Cal Ripken's
I
better.
wanna come over there and hit you. I'm just gonna point out that on the radio, where everyone can hear you, you literally just said that Derek Jeter's not that good.
Okay, he was really good, but he's not. If he played for any other franchise but the Yankees, he's not an all-time great. If he plays in Kansas City, he's a Kansas City great, but he's not an all-time
Okay,
great.
Kansas City.
If he
You're
plays,
right, because
if he plays in Baltimore, he's not even as.
but
low.
I think he's still, if he plays in Baltimore and they win the World Series, if he did, then he's still.
I don't know. I just don't. I'm
Because
just not.
he's one of the top 5 defensive shortstops of all time, and still a really, really good hitter.
You can't even hold David Eckstein's glove. I don't know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding right now. I'm totally kidding. I was totally
I'm
kidding.
about to fire you from your own job.
Why?
I realize that you're higher up on the food chain here, but you're about to get fired. You can't say that Derek Jeter's not an all-time great.
He's not even a top 5 Yankee of all time.
I disagree. That's debatable.
They're like the Yankees, is why I say that.
But I disagree. Because he was the best player on it. Like all those other guys, like you don't really know who's the best guy on their team, like because they were all so good.
He
Except
won.
Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth was obviously
Rivera is better than Jeter
Oh, that's tough.
because he was
Rivera was
absolutely
best at what he
locked down in
did.
the playoffs.
He did blow the game against the Diamondbacks, so they lost the World Series.
Diamondbacks that years also had so many good starting pitching with Schilling
Yeah,
and
but they
Randy Johnson.
still have the lead, and Mariano Rivera
Blew one time. His entire
blew. More
career.
times than Derek Jeter blew the lead.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the Dodgers in 6 over the Yankees.
I'm hoping. So hold up. Hope for Houston to make the World Series. We'll actually watch the series. If it's LA versus New York, I won't watch it because I'll have enough viewers without me. It won't matter if I watch or not. Because if it's LA New York, it's gonna get. That's like Fox's dream right there for the World
You're not
Series.
wrong.
They're like, wait, we get the 2 biggest cities in the country in the World Series, and it's the Dodgers Yankees. Let's go. Like it's different if it's like Angels Mets. But this is Dodgers Yankees.
It's rigged.
It's rigged. Redgate.
Honestly, I don't get how the Yankees are doing this.
Their pitching's gotten a lot better in the playoffs. It didn't usually happen. And their bullpen's really good
Well, I kind of thought they do remind me a lot of the Royals, honestly.
with more power.
More, well, not in the playoffs,
It
though,
is-
because the Royals hit like that in the playoffs.
Yeah. Fair. Also, if it comes down to a defensive play by your catcher, you're screwed for Yankees.
Yeah,
Because
that's
Gary Sanchez is awful.
weird.
Which is why I kind of like him. He's so bad defense. It makes the Yankees have a chance to lose.
Yeah. He's a really good hitter, though.
He's a really good hitter. So we'll see what happens there going forward. At least the Cubs are out, so there's that.
Dude, for some reason, they played Cubs go last night. I don't know if this is to make fun of people, because that would be really funny, but everyone was saying that.
I'm sure Kyle Looper's having a good day today, knowing the Cubs are out of the playoffs. Because he's a Cardinals fan,
Oh,
and he hates the Cubs. Like he was so mad last year when they won the World Series.
wow.
Like he almost got out of Molly's.
I wear that Cubs sometimes, but it's just because I feel really bad.
Yeah, 'cause you got it, and you're like, I don't really like the Cubs, but I'll wear
No,
it.
my mom bought it. And she's like, "Do you want something from the Cubs thing?" I was like, "No, I hate the Cubs." And then Christmas time opens, and I open the stocking cap from the Cubs, and she's like, "I already bought it." I will wear it. I love it. I get really bad.
Yeah, you gotta do stuff to make your moms happy. It's fine. Make sure they don't feel bad. That's fine. If you at least say that straight, like, hey, I'm all about it. So that's fair. But I know probably James was probably pretty happy at your guys' house when he saw the Cubs lost.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm decently happy.
It was dampened because the Dodgers won.
Yeah, but at least I mean, if Dodgers would have played the Cardinals, there's no way they win the series. They never beat the Cardinals in the playoffs.
If Kershaw's duels in this World Series, he really solidifies
Yes.
his claim.
There's a great player.
The best pitcher of all time.
Yes, he's definitely up there. He's so good.
Yeah. If he dominates the World Series and wins, I think he might put himself right up there, if not at the top.
He's that good. So we'll see what happens there in the World Series. Depending on when it starts, depending on when the Yankees Astros series kind of ends. So see what happens. That game could.
Go, Strokes, go.
Yes.
But I do kind of, every time your joke comes up, I do kind of cheer for the
I
Just
just,
him.
I just can't because he's wearing the pinstripes.
I just like him, and it's not like he's not one of those guys. I don't like the guys that like start somewhere, pinstripes buy him out. Like he came up to
He
really
is
far
homegrown, which
this
is the same thing Jeter did.
Yeah.
Which is why people like Jeter more than they did A-Rod. A-Rod was also really shady, so that's part of it.
A-Rod was also A-Rod.
Yeah. Yes, that's definitely true.
He is one of the best baseball announcers.
Yes, he is. He's fun. Just like Tony Romo was a really good football announcer.
Even Big Poppy, even though I sometimes can't understand Big Poppy, but when I do, it's always really good.
Big Poppy's great.
Yeah, Tony Romo's really good too.
He has so much energy in the booth. Like even when he says stuff good stuff about the Raiders, like he's right. Stop saying it.
He'll come over there and punch right in the back.
And that last drive, as much as I was mad at the Chiefs fans, like Tony was making it so good, like his energy was so good. It's like, Tony, stop. But it's just good for broadcasting. It's good. He's doing a good job.
That's right. He's gonna be playing for the Packers here in a couple weeks.
When they first started the game, it was just Jim Nantz. I'm like, is Romo in Green Bay? And then he came on the next thing. It's like, okay, there he is. He got back for the game. So we'll see.
I realize he's old and gets hurt easily, but if you're somebody like the Packers, you have nothing to lose. I don't get it why you don't. Like, at least give him a call, be like, hey Tony, you interested?
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, you can't tell me he's not better than Brett Hundley. If he doesn't get hurt, he's better than Brett Hundley.
You sure?
You bring Tony in on a 1-year minimum deal, he gets hurt again, you're like, all right, go down some football again.
Also, Teddy Bridgewater might be back this year. He is cleared for practice. Yes, he was dead. His leg was gone. And his back.
They literally thought he was going to have to amputate his leg.
Yeah.
And now he's playing football.
So, yeah. We'll see what happens there. It is sad to have him Aaron Rodgers because the Packers were really good with him. The roster's not great without him because he covers up so many mistakes. Like, Hundley might actually be decent, but it won't be good enough to elevate that roster to where it needs to be a playoff team, in my opinion. Like, Rodgers does so much for that team.
They still might squeak into the playoffs.
Depends on what Minnesota does from here on out.
I'm not high on Minnesota.
But if Bridgewater comes back, it's better than Keenum.
He's not. I don't think he'll be ready to play this year.
He says he'll be back, but I don't know. It's also pro athlete.
First time he gets hit, like it's gonna. I feel like he's gonna have to.
We'll see.
That's a scary injury to come back from. Like mentally, I want to know if he's ready to like take a hit.
That's fair. So we'll see what happens there. I totally forgot what I was going to say after that. Also, a big matchup in the NFL this week with the Patriots-Falcons in Foxborough.
I don't think they'll be close.
Yeah, the Patriots are going to lose.
No.
Hot take alert right now. Their defense will not be able to stop Atlanta. Atlanta wins.
It's not really a hot take.
Atlanta wins? The first part's not. The second part. Yes. It's New England and Foxborough. They're unbeatable.
Favored by what, 3?
Yes.
How is that a hot take?
Because New England and Foxborough, they never lose there. Except for twice this year.
And so did
Carolina. Houston should have. Yeah, but it's New England and Foxborough. They're great. They just beat the Jets, okay? Fair and square. I hate that call.
Square, maybe.
That's not even square. Totally rounded.
I mean, it's hard to say they would have lost the game.
It would have been a 3-point game.
There's an asterisk by that game.
Yeah. I hate so much. That's why I think the Falcons win.
I understand like if that's called.
And the Falcons get revenge for the Super Bowl loss. They're going to come out and play angry.
The Patriots are going to be out top 20-3, and then they're going to win 35. Just kidding. I don't think they're
That's bold. Also, the Broncos play at the Chargers. They've already it's the second matchup already this year. So they'll be done playing each other.
I'm taking the Falcons or the Patriots 35-31. I'm taking the Chargers 18-15. 6 field goals to 5.
That's going to be brutal in the afternoon to watch that. I hope the Chargers win.
We need them to. I don't like our team right now. Being really creepy.
The Saints play the Packers this week, so we'll see. The good thing for Headley, you get to play the Saints defense start your first game instead of. That's true, but you still get to play their secondary and not. I know it's still the Saints though.
Their D line is Sheldon Rankins. I can't think of their name, but their 3 D linemen are really good.
We'll see what happens, and then Washington versus Philly for the Monday Night Football game.
I got Philly. I think Philly might be the best team.
They're a 5-point favorite, so.
But my boy Kirk, he might come through. He is really good in primetime games. Like, they don't win a lot of games because their defense has been really bad.
Yeah, they let him
He's
down.
always really
Yeah. We'll see. Carson Wentz also looks really good this year,
good. Yep.
like the best quarterback in that draft class.
I said that to begin with, but
I mean,
Jared Goff's also looking pretty solid. So.
who'd you take right now between
I like Carson Wentz.
Goff, Wentz, and then Dak? Rate them 1 through 3.
Right now, I go Wentz, Dak, Goff.
Goff is catching.
I think it'll end up being Wentz, Goff.
Yes. Thank you. I think everybody overreacted Goff first year. It's like, hey, he's running a junior high offense. Just simmer down.
I mean, let's say that Goff goes to
And he has
Dallas.
7 and 9 as his head
Let's
coach.
say that Goff goes to Dallas right there. I think Dallas is the same team.
Yes. Like, there's nothing against Dak. It's just I think they're both.
Well, if you could not have been put in a better situation.
Exactly. So
I think that if Dak went to LA,
he would be Deshaun Kaiser right now.
No, he wouldn't even be that. He might be out of the league right
Kaiser also looks really bad in Cleveland because it's Cleveland.
now. That's harder because Hugh Jackson's a good offense. He's a smart coach.
But it's also Cleveland. There's just like a stigma with that franchise. Like, hey.
I'm not going to lie, Kevin Hogan hasn't looked that bad.
He threw like 4 picks last week. He was awful. What do you mean he didn't look that bad?
I didn't look at last week. I don't pay attention to Cleveland. He looked good his first week where he took over for Kaiser and threw for 2 touchdowns.
He was so bad last week. I follow a few people on Cleveland just because I'm a Cavs fan, so I want to see what they're saying during the games there. So I get to see their sad Cleveland Browns tweets. It kind of makes me feel better as a Chief fan. Like, hey, someone has it worse than me.
A lot of people have it worse than me.
I mean, the Chiefs, like, they get you up and they just crush your hopes. The Browns, there's no hope. And they just crush them. So, which one's worse? We'll see later. Yeah, but Kevin Hogan, this was him last week. 20 for 37 for 140 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. QBR of 8.6. Houston. Without Watt or Parsons.
They had one. We're not going to pay you.
Yeah, their leading receiver was Kason Williams.
I don't even know.
4 catches for 41 yards.
I really do not know.
How about Ricardo Lewis?
No.
Bryce Treggs? Isaiah Crowell, running backs. Rashard Higgins?
Sounds familiar.
Sammy Coates.
Yeah,
I know him from college.
Like, he isn't anything.
Seth Devolve?
Nope.
Danny Vitale? That sounds made up.
Is that Dickie's son?
It's a mix of Dick and Danny Cannell.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my.
It actually might be Dickie Vitale out there. I didn't
David Joku.
That's the tight end from Miami, but I don't know anything about it.
And then Duke Johnson. Yeah. So there's definitely better options than Will Fuller, DeAndre Hopkins, and Braxton Miller. They're so bad. Maybe it's not Hugh Jackson's fault that they have no receivers to throw to.
I mean, I think that like there's some position in football called a general manager that's in charge of getting the players, but that's just me. Like I
So definitely fire Hugh Jackson.
I think that maybe Cleveland should, just like kind of like quit and maybe come back and start over later.
It couldn't be much worse as an expansion franchise. Like, honestly.
Let's just take Cleveland, cut all the people, split them across the league, and then the next draft, they get all the picks. And they just get everybody.
And somehow they will take Donald and Rosen and screw them both up. They're that bad. So we'll see what happens this week.
At least, but then they could trade all those people for some people.
Also, you have Jets Dolphins this week. 2 teams that are right at or above 500, which we no one saw kind of at the beginning of the year. You did not see the Jets at 500. The Dolphins' offense is so bad.
I don't know. I haven't watched any of their games. I'm assuming their offensive line is playing very badly because Ajayi can't run, and I know Ajayi.
So they ran all over the Falcons last week in the first half and just had like 4 carries. Like hey, give them the ball. Also, their wins are against the Chargers, the Titans, and the Falcons. Their losses are to the Jets and the Saints. Bad. I don't really know what's going on with the Dolphins. I mean, they got shut out by the Saints. Yes. Turn you up, maybe. How about that? All right. Well, maybe it's good they haven't heard you.
Okay.
That's harsh.
I said Derek Jeter's not good on the radio today.
I didn't say it wasn't good. I said it wasn't great. There's a difference.
Stupid.
No, it's not. It's factual. I'll come back with a better argument next week.
I'm gonna come back with the argument of you're still stupid. That's
fair.
all I need.
That's fair. I mean, we'll see what happens.
You're probably gonna come back and tell me that David Eckstein's the best shortstop of all time.
I mean, he won a World Series.
Albert Pujols is the best. He won a World Series.
He was the MVP of the World Series.
Derek Jeter didn't do that ever.
Was he the MVP?
I'm gonna even say it.
I don't even know. I'll look up.
I think he was the MVP of the World Series more than once.
I'm looking. I'm looking here.
Okay.
Yes, he did. It was one against the Mets. He's also the only player to win the All-Star Game MVP and the World Series MVP in the same season.
He's bad.
I didn't say he was bad. Quit putting words in my mouth.
Dude,
twisting my argument.
You're basically saying he's bad.
No.
Everybody thinks he's
No, that's not what. Okay, I'm just trying to pull everybody back to earth a little bit on Jeter. Just a little bit back to earth. Like, I'm not saying he's not great. Just a little bit back.
You did say he's not great.
Okay, okay, I didn't say. Okay, I'm just saying he's not. I don't know what I'm trying to say now. He's really, really good. He's just not as great as everybody thinks he is. I don't want to argue this anymore. I don't want to talk about Derek Jeter, the captain. So we'll see.
His career batting average is 310.
He's really good. He's really good. I'm not saying he's not really good. I'm just saying the reason why he's viewed as so great is because his playoff him and his regular season him is not a drastic change like some players are.
His career postseason average is 308. His career postseason OPS for a shortstop is 838. That's not even real.
Now, what do you want from me right now?
I want you to admit that you're wrong.
That's not going to happen. I'm just going to bury my feet in quicksand and just stay there and keep following this argument before I admit that I'm actually wrong. Yeah, he won the MVP in 2000, but he has the same amount of World Series MVPs as Troy Glass. Troy Glass for the Angels, so, and David Eckstein and Jermaine Dye.
Well, Peyton Manning has the same amount of Super Bowl MVPs as Brady. It wasn't Trey Dilfer. I was really going to say that.
Was it Ray Lewis?
It's probably.
Yeah. I mean, Hideki Matsui has a World Series MVP too.
Yeah, but he was really, really good that year.
09, yeah, he was. David Freese is a World Series MVP.
Yeah, David Freese is better than Derek Jeter. You heard it here first.
I never said that. I never said that. I hate when this happens. You try to say one thing, all of a sudden there's words put in your mouth you never actually said.
This is what Devin said. This is not me putting words in your mouth.
Okay, if I said
Derek Jeter isn't great. You said that.
As people think he is.
No, that's not what you said. You said Derek Jeter not great.
He's really, really, really good.
He is great. He is actually the definition of greatness.
I don't have to tag everybody as great, so.
You don't. But
Rodgers, great. Brady, great. Manning, great.
Brady, great. Yeah.
Montana, great. Eli was good for a couple playoff runs.
Eli Manning doesn't have Derek Jeter. Eli Manning doesn't have a career 310 batting average. He might have a 310 percentage, but he doesn't have a 310 batting average.
He's not better than Ozzie Smith.
I understand what you're saying. I disagree, but that's an argument. Like, Ozzie Smith is great.
Is he better than Cal Ripken?
No, but you're naming really great players.
That's what I'm getting at. Like he's like right up there, but he's not. Like people would say that like Derek Jeter's like, oh, he's by far. Like that's what I'm trying to get here is to bring people back down to earth a little bit, and not so far.
He's great. Peyton Manning's great. He's not Tom Brady.
He's better. He's better at the position than Tom Brady. I will go to my grave thinking this.
Well, you might as well die a little quick.
No, he's better at the quarterback position than Tom Brady is.
My name's Devin.
No, actually, oh my. Frustrating.
Okay,
so frustrating with all that.
Here's the deal.
I don't want to have this Tom Brady Peyton Manning argument again. This is what always happens. We always do this argument every time.
Are you ready? I'm gonna kind of blow your mind.
gonna
There's a
try.
difference between good and great. Like, and great's not necessarily better than good. It's just different. Michael Jordan is
No.
the greatest basketball player.
Great
of all
is better
time.
than good. It's literally what it is.
No.
Yes.
Like, okay, in my definition, Michael Jordan's the greatest player of all time. But LeBron James is probably more skilled than him. But he's not great.
There can be arguments.
Yeah. And then Tom Brady is greater than Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning might have a better arm. He might be more.
I don't think Peyton Manning has a better arm.
Than Tom Brady? Oh, for sure. Peyton Manning has some of the best arm talent. Like,
What Peyton Manning you watch?
our generation.
He's the best quarterback with not a great arm I've ever seen.
Just because you watched him for the last 3 years.
No, in his last 3 years, he never had.
He could bomb the ball to Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne all day.
It's because the reason why his arm looked so good is because he made stuff happen as like pre-play so good. Like that's what happened with him. What?
You can do whatever you want before the play. If you can't throw the ball, you can't throw the ball.
I know, but his anticipation is what made his arm look so good. Like his arm really wasn't that great.
He's still throwing the ball 60 yards downfield. I don't know what you want from me.
Okay, great arms. If you look at Aaron Rodgers, Stafford, Newton, he didn't have those arms.
Okay,
That's what I'm trying to get with arm talent. He didn't have that arm talent. His arm was better than Manning's. His accuracy wasn't better, but his arm strength and talent was much better.
Accuracy is part of arm talent.
Okay, I get that, but like,
Cam Newton has more arm talent than Cam Newton. For sure. Like, it's not even
it was more refined. I don't know if it's better.
Cam Newton can't even throw a 3-yard pass.
He's not refined enough.
No,
Didn't have the
he's bad at throwing the football.
No.
You can't tell me that Cam Newton has more arm talent.
He's inconsistent throwing the football. He's not bad. Bad is Tim Tebow throwing the football.
That's not a good argument because he just should not have played in the quarterback.
That's what we went down the rabbit hole here.
I'm just saying, I think that Peyton Manning's arm talent is at least equal to Tom Brady. Tom Brady has not been he hasn't been known for throwing the ball deep until like the last 5 years probably.
No. At least 10 years ago when he had Randy Moss.
Well,
At least
he just threw it to Randy Moss. That's the only time he ever threw deep, and he had Randy Moss. So you got you're like, that's Randy Moss. I'm gonna chuck the ball up.
So yeah, we'll see. I always think Manning was better at playing the position than Brady. Brady had a little more help around him. I think with the full, not the offensive, just solely offensive. The Colts always had no defense for years.
Until 1 year,
And they won the World Series. And they won a championship.
Then they had a top 10 defense the next year, and then Peyton Manning in the playoffs like, I'm just gonna throw the ball the other team 3 times. So
You also had to play against Bill Belichick and not with Bill Belichick, which is a huge difference coming in the playoff time. He plays.
I know Bill Belichick's the greatest coach of all time, but you have like Peyton Manning and trash coaches.
Okay, as much as I like Tony Dungy, he's not the coach Bill Belichick is.
No one is, but he's a really good coach. Tony Dungy, to me,
He also took he went to how many Super Bowls? 4 or 5. He took 4 or 5 different coaches to the Super Bowl.
Tony Dungy, to me,
He took Gary Kubiak to the Super Bowl. Kubiak. What? It doesn't even matter. His name doesn't even matter at this point. He John Fox to a Super Bowl. He took
Kubiak,
Caldwell.
Kubiak was him. John Fox. That was literally the defense. So let's not go there.
No, John Fox here was on the defense.
Kubiak here was the defense.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's an offensive coach.
He took, yeah, well,
He took John Fox and they had not a very good defense and they lost to the Seahawks in the Super Bowl because they got destroyed. He took Caldwell to the Super Bowl. He took Caldwell to the Super Bowl.
This next year, Andrew Luck took him.
No, they were bad. Exactly. Like he took a bad Colts. The organization of the Colts is just bad. Like they've had 2 quarterbacks that are really good that have helped their organization get better. But Jim Irsay is an awful owner with no structure. If they don't have Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, they're the Colts. They're the Browns. Sorry, they're the Browns. Yes, their roster is that bad.
They have Brissett right now, and they're competing in games. And I don't think Brissett's top tier NFL quarterback.
You guys look decent though. So
Decent, but he's not. That's my point. They're competing in games.
he's decent on the Colts, which is impressive. The Colts roster is not
You're acting
good.
like it's not now. What about when they had Adrian James? He's always had a better running back. He's always had better receivers.
Better running back, not a better running game. The difference. Because Edgerrin James was
Adrian
good.
James averaged like 50 yards a game.
No, not early Brady. Not early Brady. Early Brady was not good.
when they had
Corey Dillon and company.
Corey Dillon and
They're also winning games like 17-16. That defense was really good with Tay Bruschi and company. Richard Seymour, Rodney Harrison.
yeah, their defense was good. But
It was
the Colts also had
elite.
really good defenses.
Okay,
Brady's had one
they
more-
had good defenses when
Brady's
Bob
had
Sanders
one
was
more top
healthy.
10 defense than Peyton Manning, and you know
It's arbitrary.
that's a fact. It's a fact.
Okay, yes, they get statistical because they're top 10 defense. When Bob Sanders plays and he gets hurt, they go from top 10 to bottom 10.
That was once. So
It happened multiple
if
times.
we count that,
Bob Sanders was never fully healthy. When he was healthy, the Colts had decent defense. When he wasn't, they kind of like the Chiefs secondary. It's bad. I hate this argument. I hate this argument.
I don't even understand.
Manning's better quarter. He's better at the quarterback position. Yes, he is. Yes, he. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's not close. Manning wins.
Career, Brady's gonna have all the records anyway. So
No, he won't because this is last year. I'm kidding. I don't know. I thought that at the beginning of the year, but right now Brady's looking really good. We'll see what happens later on this
and
year.
the thing is that Brady just keeps getting better and better, and he's 40 years old. I don't understand that.
I blame Giselle. She's keeping him young.
I mean, a woman like that can do that. Oh,
Okay, we really went off the rails now.
who even lets us do this?
I'm not sure.
They should probably not have it.
Don't say that because I like this. I'm having a fun time.
Hey, apparently it's entertaining.
I guess so. The people at home enjoy this conversation. We went off the rails a little bit here because we started with Derek Jeter and then migrated to Manning Brady.
Okay. This is staying off the rails, but maybe that is the secret because Derek Jeter played a really long time, and have you seen the girls that we talked to? Maybe the secret is the hotter the woman, the longer your success in professional sports. You heard it here first.
Who's Alex Smith dating now? Like, who's he? Have we found it? Have we found the secret to success? I mean, if you looked at what A.J. McCarron did in college,
Jessica Simpson breaks up with Tony Romo. Career goes down the drain.
we just found the success.
Wow.
Thank you, women. So, just don't ruin it for the breaking up with them. It really screws them over.
So what we're actually going to ask you to do is Giselle. If Patriots play Chiefs in the playoffs this year, we're going to need you to dump Brady
Get in a fight.
for like 2 weeks.
Just get in a fight.
I mean, you guys can get back together because I don't want to ruin a marriage.
Yeah.
But just separate for a while and come back. And then, like, at the end of the year, maybe separate again. Make sure he doesn't have his mojo for the next year. And then he'll retire, and then you guys can move after that.
Yeah. I mean, just get mad because he's not retiring yet, and just force him to retire, Giselle.
It's on you.
It's on you. So yeah, we'll see what happens. That also important game this Sunday in college basketball exhibition. We got KC hosting Mizzou KU. Each player gets 7 fouls. I heard that the other day. Tickets are already sold out to the game.
I can't believe we're talking about this.
Why? It's a big news in this area.
It's big news, but Michael Porter Jr. is going to play 4 minutes.
He's gonna play 30.
That would be really, really stupid. Because KU is not going to play the starters.
Well, they're scared.
That's fine. But what, like,
There's nothing to win out of this. I get that.
what
I
can
understand.
win? Like, Michael Porter plays 30 minutes and you win. You're like, yeah, we didn't play your starters. You did. You won. KU.
I don't know. I'm just so frustrated at Kansas. They won't actually schedule any of their local rivals. Because it didn't help them as a program. I hate that argument. There's no positive for us playing Wichita State. Yeah, there's no positive money value to playing Wichita State at all. There's none whatsoever. Let's play North Carolina Central.
I think it makes sense as a business decision.
To not play Wichita State? It makes
Because
no
let's say
sense.
you lose to Wichita State, that hurts your brand. That hurts your brand more than beating them helps your brand. Losing to Mizzou hurts your brand more than helps your brand beating them.
How is ever making a rivalry game bad for your brand? It's not. Okay, second of all, you're making a boatload of money when you play someone like this instead of playing some
the
roast
Mizzou
beef
argument
tech.
makes more sense to me because you would make a lot more money than playing Wichita State. Playing Wichita State's not a big ticket item.
It didn't used to be, but now it is. Wichita State's improving their brand and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't think that's worth the money if you lose to Wichita State.
Yes, because playing Tennessee State is so much better for your brand than playing Wichita State.
No, but it doesn't hurt their brand. Their brand's already at the top. You don't have to help your brand. You just can't hurt it.
It's college basketball. You can lose 10 games and still make the tournament. It's not going to hurt your brain to lose to Wichita State. It's a resume booster, first of all, for the bracket later on. They're scared. They're scared.
They probably are scared because they have no gain from playing that. There's no gain from them. Like, let's say, they play who? Tennessee Central?
Tennessee State, Texas Southern, Oakland, Toledo, Arizona State, Nebraska, Omaha, woo, Stanford.
Okay. They play all those teams, and they win all those games probably, and they go 30-4, and guess where they're at? They're the 1 seed. You put Mizzou in there once, you lose that game, you're 29-5, you're a 2 seed. Okay, you can't beat the 15 seed, so you lose.
Okay, first of all, Kansas is not going to be a 2 seed at 29-5. I don't care if anybody else is undefeated. They're still a 1 seed somehow because it's Kansas.
Okay. But you get the point. That one loss could be the difference between being a 1 and a 2.
Don't be scared. Play Wichita State. I'm so tired of that argument. It's going to help us.
It doesn't help them. You know it doesn't help them.
Well, okay, when they say there's no benefit at all, I just laugh at that.
Okay, I disagree with that. But I think they could hurt them more than it helps them.
People are screwed.
Plus, if you're the 1 seed, you get to play in your area usually. That's not always a guarantee with the 2 seed.
Play Wichita State. Quit being scared.
It's a smart business decision. I wish they would play Wichita State because I like watching good basketball. But I understand the business aspect of it. It doesn't make sense to not play them. Plus, Bill Self kind of gets to do what he wants. So,
yeah, he does.
He has earned that right.
He does. He has earned it right. I don't like Kansas, but I respect the heck out of Bill Self. He's that good of a coach. And Mizzou could have hired him, and they didn't. Yeah. So that was a great business decision for your brand too, Kansas.
I don't know. I'm thinking, I'm sure that they do some because I think every team does some. But it's not like Kansas really has to pay people to go there. They're Kansas. People are going to come there.
Yeah, I want to go to Lawrence.
You wouldn't, because you're from Mizzou.
That's fair.
Literally anybody.
I know. I understand. Kansas is a really good brand of basketball. I understand this.
Right now.
I'm being a hater, but I understand Kansas is really good.
Gives you a call, and KU gives you a call, do you go to Mizzou? Not right now. Not counting this year because Michael Porter.
There's so much hate that I have for Kansas, but I know that if I go to Kansas, I will play 7-on-5. So that's a plus.
And you're going to the NBA. If you're any good at Kansas, you're going to the NBA.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, you get 7-on-5 at least when you're playing in Allen Fieldhouse in that big gym. You know you're getting 7-on-5.
All the good schools get that. All the good schools.
It is okay. I understand that all the good schools get it, but it is so atrocious in Kansas. There is years and years of just examples. I know you get in Rep Arena, I know you get in other places, but it's so rampant in Lawrence. It's so frustrating.
Do you think that that's because there's more scenarios of that, or because over your years you've watched more Kansas basketball than any of those other?
I think a little bit of both.
I don't think it's that much more.
I think it's a.
I watched a lot of North Carolina games. I'm a North Carolina fan. And man, you play.
That's just Roy Williams Jedi mind tricks.
Cameron, every call goes to Duke. You play North Carolina, every call goes to North Carolina. That's just how it is. It's not so bad when Duke plays North Carolina and North Carolina plays Duke because those are such great programs that the game they like to keep it pretty even. But North Carolina plays Notre Dame.
I've just seen too many games late where someone drives in the lane, he gets actually mauled the basket, they don't call anything.
That's college basketball. They never call late fouls ever,
and I'm just like, he just got tackled. And they'll call somebody ticky-tack on the way down the other side in the lane, and I'll be like, how? And I've seen too many examples of that in Kansas.
It happens everywhere.
I've seen too many examples in Kansas. I know it happens everywhere, but it's so rampant in Kansas.
I think you just like to hate, so you watch
No. I don't like to watch.
I think you sit in your basement and you're like, I realize you don't have a basement. But
okay, that one guy for Kansas 2 years ago had an 8-yard carry in the middle of the game for the winner. He had more rushing yards than anybody in Kansas in football that whole year. He got away with it. It's ridiculous. I mean, it just happens so much. K-State won that game. They had it won, and the guy travels from half court to the bucket, and it's not.
I really think you just sit in your room and you Google
No, I know.
Bad Allen Fieldhouse call.
No, I don't have to Google. I just watch the games. Yeah, that's awful.
I do think that you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think you think it's way more rampant in Kansas, and I just think that all college basketball officiating is really bad.
Yeah, college officiate. It's hard to officiate basketball. I'm not saying it's not hard to officiate basketball because I'm moving so fast. I'm not saying reffing basketball is hard. It's
I
easy.
just honestly think that all the refs that play that do professional sports and D1 college sports should be fired, start over, and pick all new ones because they're all bad.
What about
Especially if
offense
you've
pass
ever been a
interferences?
Chiefs game, Kansas game. Also, can we inform umpires on what holding is? Like, I really think that we need to teach them what holding is.
What frustrates me is just marking the ball, like where it's actually like where they're tackled at. Like it's not that hard of a concept. You're like, hey, he's down there. The ball's at the 37. You mark it to 35 somehow. It's like I don't know. Like, what are you seeing on the field? Like, it's not hard to mark where ball's down on the field. Like, I get that you're going like distance, but like it's not hard to see that and mark it right. I don't know. We talked about Kansas and the officiating comes up. It's just what happens because it's so bad there. And I have friends who are Kansas fans, and I just can't deal with them.
That's valid. I get that.
Mainly Taylor Dameron. I will name drop right now. Taylor Dameron is the worst.
The only Kansas fan that I have is Dane, and he's obviously not very vocal about things, so it's not like I have to listen to it all the time.
That's fair.
Dameron doesn't want to listen.
Dameron puts it on Snapchat, and I would have just like jump to my phone and smack him. Like that's a foul.
But
is it called? No, it wasn't called because you're playing in Kansas.
What was it called?
Every time. Like, oh. It's so I'm just so done.
And it's funny because Dameron's a coach. So
he knows basketball.
Yeah.
Like I know Taylor knows basketball. When it comes to Kansas, I just can't deal with Taylor. It just.
Because you know that he knows it.
Yes. And he won't admit it to himself. And also, he's a Lakers fan, so he's a Kobe stan, and that just frustrates me because I'm a LeBron stan. Yeah, that argument's dumb. That's argument's been over for 5 years minimum. More rings argument. That's always great. Basketball's also great in football because it's even worse of an argument in football than it is in basketball. Yes, it is. There's so many other factors in football. I get basketball kind of a little more like it's 1-on-5, it's 5-on-5. One player can make a big difference, and you play offense and defense. But NFL, there's so many different factors.
This is your homework for next week.
Oh my god, I'm doing homework for the show.
You have homework.
That's been almost 2 hours now.
Oh wow. You're gonna go back in history, and you're gonna tell me how many teams have won the Super Bowl with a bad quarterback.
Trent Dilfer.
I can think of 2.
Eli Manning. I don't really think that great.
You can't say he's bad.
I can for all but 2 years of his career.
The 2 years.
The 2 years he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. And, so
they were not good.
He played well, and that's why they finally got over.
No, he played well, and their defense was really, really good with a great pass rush.
Yeah.
Look all the other factors we have to have here. Aaron Rodgers was the best quarterback I've seen over the past 10 years. Maybe saved Tom Brady. He's had one good defense. He won a Super Bowl.
Okay. I stand with my former point. You'll find me teams that won the Super Bowl with bad quarterback play. I'll give you one.
I can show you so many teams that have great quarterback play, but no team around them, and they lose because they don't have a full team. That's my whole point. You can be great and still lose in football because there's so many other factors. I'm yelling now. I'm sorry.
Go tell me how many teams have won the Super Bowl with bad quarterback play. I can think of 2 right now. And we're only counting like the last 25 years because before that, all quarterback play was bad.
Yeah, I mean, like Joe Namath was the great quarterback. He was awful. So, anyways, proceed.
I can think of 2. One of them's your boy, Peyton Manning. I've never seen worse quarterback performance in the Super Bowl than him with the Broncos the last year.
That's fair.
Trent Dilfer is the other one. And he didn't turn the ball over. Like that's what those 2 guys did. Like,
Brad Johnson in 2003. He was not good.
Okay.
That was all that defense.
You have like the playoff stats?
No, I don't. I'm just looking up Super Bowl.
I know that they put up 40 on Oakland, so I don't think he played that.
They also had like 3 defensive scores. No, at least 2 defensive scores there.
You have to know like the quarterback play. You have to give me stats.
I'm just looking at the teams right now that have won Super Bowls. Okay, so if you look, of course, you have Brady last year. Then you had Manning the year before, but he did not play great. The Brady the year before that, Russell Wilson, Flacco. I really don't think he's a good quarterback. He had a good quarterback play, though. So I'll get your point there. But their defense was really, really good, which is the reason why they won that Super Bowl.
You have to have a good team, but you can't win.
But you can have a great quarterback but not win the playoffs because your defense is that bad. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, there's more factors in football to affect you winning a ring than just the quarterback play. It's the biggest factor, but it's not.
The quarterback's the only person that matters. That's not me. Because then you're right. Aaron Rodgers would have won a lot. Peyton Manning would have won a couple more, but he also has not played well.
Big Ben in 06 was not a good quarterback, and they won a Super Bowl against Seattle.
That was like a really bad year.
Yes,
That's weird.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you can have a great defense to win you a Super Bowl if you look throughout history. It's just what happens.
Okay, but you're saying in the last 20 years you found 3.
We had what, Manning, Big Ben, Brad Johnson, Dilfer. At least 4. Like, if you have a great defense, it can nullify a great quarterback. That's what happens in the NFL. I'm saying there's more than just one factor. Like, I'm just saying
You're
an
acting like I'm
NBA
saying
player.
that
Okay,
the only person that wins the game is the quarterback.
okay, what I'm saying is an NBA player will have more effect on the game than a quarterback does in the NFL because there's the other side of the ball where they can't control that at all. Like, they have no control what happens when the ball is when they're on defense.
Okay.
But
I kind of see your point. Like, I don't disagree with that completely. But Steph Curry, for example, he doesn't guard LeBron, and he can't guard LeBron. He doesn't play the same position.
you can't guard anybody really. But let's go on here.
But, okay.
He's a good help side defender. I'll give him that. He's a great help side defender.
But like, my point is that if the best player on the other team doesn't play your position, then you can't affect defense really at all. You can't. Like, Steph Curry can't do anything about LeBron James scoring because he's physically not able to because he's not big enough, strong enough, or fast enough. That doesn't say anything about a lack of something that's Curry as a player. Now, the fact that he can't guard Patrick Beverly, like, that does say something. Just to make the point here, that Steph Curry cannot do anything about LeBron James scoring the basketball.
But LeBron can do something about Steph scoring unless he shoots someone from like 35 feet out. And Curry just makes it because it's Curry.
Okay, yes, when you're 6'9", 250 pounds,
which is why he's one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Him and Jordan are 1A, 1B in my opinion
So
right now.
LeBron can affect the game more because he can guard every position, but LeBron doesn't guard Steph.
Unless it's a switch, yeah. But
Yeah. So my point is that even really great players still can't affect.
okay, I get
all
that.
aspects of the game.
But when there's only 10 guys on the floor, one guy makes a bigger impact than one guy of 22 on the field.
I just don't think
The numbers just break down that way. Like, it's just
Do
the
you
way
think
it
that the
is.
basketball player affects more than the pitcher in baseball? Because you can't hit the ball. Unless you're in the NL. But we'll just
Yeah.
take AL pitching for right now.
Yeah, that's hard with baseball. That's why like getting hot isn't as big in baseball because you're only as hot as your starting pitcher.
Yeah.
One of those things. So that's why the Giants won a World Series with Madison Bumgarner. And the Royals were a better team that year. The Royals were a better team that year. They really were. They should have won the World Series if there wasn't for that one guy named Madison. That's the only reason the Royals didn't win the World Series that year. So, I don't know. We've really diversified.
I just think that I don't think that there's a position in football that affects, or a position in sports that affects a game more than a quarterback. Because even look at Peyton Manning when he could not physically throw a football. Like, he literally could barely throw a football. He always put his team in the exact position to play. And you see with like people like Aaron Rodgers, like when he goes down, the defense gets worse. Derek Carr, when he goes down, the defense gets worse. Like, there's just something about when you don't have a quarterback that the whole team is affected.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying there. It's kind of debilitating to see when your quarterback goes
And when
out.
you have a really good quarterback, your defense gets better because he puts you in better positions to win, and he can control the game, he can control the tempo. Good quarterbacks really affect more than just offense. Great quarterbacks affect the game more than just offense.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Just so I'm going to the Raiders.
And I'm not saying that the Colts didn't win the Super Bowl because Peyton Manning wasn't effective enough. I'm not saying that the Patriots only won the Super Bowl because Tom Brady was really good. But I think that in situations where if I have 2 minutes left and I need to score in the playoffs, I'm taking Tom Brady 10 out of 10. And that's what I want.
I would take Rodgers over Brady. That's just me. I would still.
I don't know. That's tough because if I need a Hail Mary though, I'm for sure something Rodgers. I'm putting him in there. I just think that Tom Brady mentally is above Aaron Rodgers, and that's why I would take him.
I could see that. I can see the mental part there, but if you're going mental, I'll put Manning over Brady every time, just from a pre-snap situation. But that's just
okay. So
I'm
Here's
just,
what we're saying.
I'm just so
We're taking Manning pre-snap, then we're putting Brady in to set everybody up.
for the mentality, and then Rodgers for arm test. That's the perfect quarterback. We're all be honest here. The mixture of Manning, Brady, and Rodgers, with the coolness of Joe Montana. We'll just add it all in there.
And we'll give him Michael Vick's legs.
We just made Manning quarterback. It's all right. It's fine. We're fine here. So, yeah.
We should probably go.
Yeah, we're probably done here. Yeah, let's go down a rabbit hole a little bit today, but it was a fun show. And in conclusion, my LeBron James is the GOAT. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
What we've learned today, kids, is that Derek Jeter's not good.
I never. Oh my gosh.
It's
really good.
All time by head and shoulders. No one can ever compete with him.
That's not what I said either.
That quarterbacks don't affect the game really. And
this is an awful analogy.
Awful
Awful summary.
That's exactly what I heard today.
Kansas does not get screwed at home. Does not get extra calls at home.
And Kansas literally is the only school that ever gets bad calls for them. So
Yeah. That's all the bad listening skills of what my takes actually are. This is Friday Take. Follow us on Twitter at X106 Friday Take. I'm putting this on YouTube as well, so if you want to laugh later, this is actually being documented.
We documented this?
Yes.
Like,
It's being recorded on my computer right now.
That's not.
Yep, so if you want to freezing cold takes, get us later on. Definitely possible with this show that's been off the rails. Fun show. That's all we got for you today. Any closing remarks for us, Luke? You always have something stupid saying.
I don't feel like I can say
That's not even true.
Derek Jeter is great. That's what we're going to close the show with. Don't you dare undermine me. Derek Jeter is great. Close the show.
Yeah, so we'll be back next Friday. Also, shows afternoon 2 to 5 on WSK and KNWT with weekend sports kickoff. 2 to 5 will be on TV as well today. Homecoming tomorrow, pregame show. Start at 12:30 to 1:30, game at 2 o'clock here at X106. So make sure you tune in for all that stuff. Follow us on Twitter at X106_sports for everything there. If you want to go through a Mad Chiefs fan last night on Twitter, just look me up on Twitter at Devin Albertson. You can see everything. It's not great. It's not pretty. I'm not too proud of it, but I live tweet because I get angry Twitter fingers. It happens. That's all we got. And we're done.
He's a keyboard warrior.
But I do bring some. Okay, when it's not the Chiefs, I do bring in logic to most of my arguments. Okay, which ones I don't? Which ones do I not bring logic into it? Okay, Peyton Manning I do. Derek Jeter I may have been a little too harsh. That's only because everybody else is so high on. I just want to bring everybody down a little bit. That's just me trying to be a contrarian. It's just a big gym. It's just a big gym. It's just a big gym. That's all it is. They pumped in noise to get the record. I tell Taylor all the time. He gets so mad. It's like I was there. There was no pumping noise. All you could hear was the noise. You couldn't tell if they were pumping it or not. Taylor's in denial, but I'm a hater.
I don't think they were pumping noise. I'm just saying there's no way you could know.
I feel like I'm semi-logical on LeBron because I think he's great, but I think he's 1B behind MJ, but it's closer to what most people think. Like I'm not full Nick Wright. Oh, there's a lot of people that only think it's close. Like that's what frustrates me. They only think it's close. But like I'm not like full Nick Wright on this, where I think it's not even close to LeBron. Like I'm not full Nick Wright with this.
You never want to go full Nick Wright.
Like I love LeBron, but not as much as Nick Wright does, apparently.
I don't know if anybody. I don't even know if LeBron's
Which is why I appreciate watching Nick Wright, just because like you know what, I needed my LeBron love for the day, so I'm just gonna watch Nick Wright.
Which is why I watch Nick Wright.
And then I listen to Skip Bayless, and I just want to throw him through a TV. I mean, he's the same guy who's down on LeBron and Aaron Rodgers, but great on Tim Tebow and Jeremy Lin. I mean, he's a gamer. He's a baller. He's a winner. He just so many things frustrated with him. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I know. I'm just starting to say. I'm trying to make a case for me to actually being logical. When I take the emotion out of it, I am logical. I try to. I can't with the Chiefs.
Or any other sport.
Oh, yes, I can. I take it out with the Cardinals. I try to take it out with the Cardinals because I do take it out completely with the Royals, though. I can be objective about that and okay. keep fans around here. Okay, even their playoff runs, I keep fans around like it's fine. The Royals, I keep everybody kind of in check during Royals games because you guys are so emotionally invested in them. I understand.
Well,
But the game versus Houston,
fired at you. Like, that thing yet.
I totally agree with that, and Rex Heller at the same time.
Oh, dude. I will pay somebody to fire.
Yes, so if we make
Probably
that
not the
happen,
amount of money that they want to get paid.
if we can make that happen, that'd be great. So yeah, we're done for the show. Full 2-hour show today. It's all right. Good job, Luke. We had a fun show today.
Yeah.
All right, we're gone.